Film development hell, day 49. The client approved these ads, so let's finish these spots and get them out the door. Is the name of this video. Why? Well, my name is Deborah Richards, and I'm an independent film director from Las Vegas. And if you're new to this channel, this is a daily long-form vlog look into my life and the realities of being a working independent film director. So to my 210 subscribers that are already here, thank you so much. It means the world to me that you've joined me on this journey. And to all the new people, I guess you're all caught up to speed now. So the big problem today, Monday morning, we have an issue. Well, it's not an issue, it's just the next thing on the list. In fact, talking about the list, let's have a look. Most of the stuff that is on my side of the list is all finished up now. So I can get a new list, and the first thing on that list is ship ads. Basically, last week, me and my team shot 6 commercials in a day, and I was the director and editor, and so now I've just finished color on them and sent out the drafts before the weekend for the client to have a look. They've come back with the all clear, so now all I have to do is just kind of do finishing touches, little sprinkles, so maybe some sound effects, I mean. And that's about it. And then put the slates at the beginning, a little bit of work in DaVinci Resolve, and we'll be doing a little bit of work in Premiere Pro. But I want you guys to know that this is not a tutorial. It kind of drives me crazy a little bit because I slow down a lot to talk to you guys when I'm working. And so if I explain everything, it takes me hours to do anything. So I'm just going to be getting into these ads, bashing them into shape and shipping them out the door so that I can get to the stuff that I want to get to, which is the development of our 3rd feature film, Scissor Mouth. Right now, there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, and we're trying to put everything together in preparation of Cannes Film Festival, which is just around the corner. So, but before I can get to my pudding, I gotta eat my din-dins, and my din-dins is finishing up these TV commercials. So let's bash them into shape, but as you guys know, nothing happens without coffee. So let's coffee. It is a beautiful day in Las Vegas. The door is open. The spring air is coming in. It is absolutely beautiful. I hope it's beautiful wherever you guys are. Cheers. I just noticed something funny. I've got a Nevada Film Office mug, and my t-shirt is the Nevada Film Office t-shirt. Representing, I guess. That's delicious. We have to get into Premiere and take a look at the only note that not even the big client had, but my client, who's like one under the big client, I guess. Something like that. So anyway, my client has a note and I have to fix it. So here we are in Premiere, and this is, I'm just scuttling through one of the spots. If the color looks off, it's because I color in Resolve, and then I just bring it into Premiere, and when I export it out of Premiere through Magic and stuff that I won't go into, it'll be the right color. So essentially, this shot over here of Joey, who's our key grip, and we just sub him in for when we need one of these quick guy on a phone shots for the client. Unfortunately, he's in 3 spots, and it's becoming a bit of the Joey show. So the client has asked me to replace Joey's cameo there with stock footage of a guy smiling on a phone. And he has sent me this shot, this shot, this shot, and this shot. My gut reaction right off the bat is going to be this one. Let me just throw it into the timeline, kind of get it in shape, then maybe export it out to Resolve and bring it back into Premiere, because I color everything, in, like I said, in Premiere. So I'm just going to bring it over here. That black line is the layer above it. So all I'm going to do is get this into the right size. So just doopy doopy doop. And you know, it would probably be better if we flip that. So let's find the effect to do a quick vertical, horizontal flip. And let's get back to the effects controls and kind of bash this into shape somewhat. I like this because he's clearly outdoors and so is she. So I think this could work. The other effect I'm going to put on this shot is a crop, so that when I go in here and I pull this back on the right, we can get it 27s, so somewhere between 27 and 26. Let's try 27.5. Boop. Oh no, what am I doing wrong? 26.5 is what I meant. Perfect. So it's just cropping that to that. Let me just take a quick look at that in terms of, yeah, that works. But I don't want to do the color in here. So all I'm going to do is, why is this, oh, let me put that there. Okay, cool. Why is that not jumping? I'm pressing my button on my control surface and it is not doing what it should be doing. Which is weird. That is super weird. Okay, whatever. Let's just do this the old-fashioned manual way. I'm trying to put in and outs on this clip because I'm just going to export this clip as it is as a patch for color. What was I looking for? Oh, yeah. Patch. That's the shot we want. So let's just throw this at the end of this bacon blade, which is all the other spots. And let's just color up this shot real fast. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is put the same LUT on it that I had with my monitor LUT. Obviously this is really extreme, so I'm just going to bring down the key on that a lot just to give it a tiny bit of life there. So before, after, okay. Next up, I might do some contrast. So let's bump up the contrast. And I think that's not looking bad, but the exposure, EXP, I want to judge the exposure by having a false color. Where would it be? Where's my false colors? Oh, here, my false color LUTs. So I'm going to throw this on, and that is telling me that his face here on the reds is a little too hot. And the reason to do this is just to keep it all uniform, all the shots. So that's how we deal with that. And that's looking pretty good. I think it's looking pretty good. What was the shot that it went next to refresh my memory? Oh, I remember that shot. So that would be this shot. Okay, let's just grab a still here of this shot, and then that way we can hit play on the still and reset the panning so we can kind of see what they look like side by side. But I'm just controlling the color on this here, on this side. Let me delete that node because I was just trying to explain that. I think those look good. They look pretty balanced. Maybe bring up the, I'll do this on the exposure node, maybe bring up some of the shadows on his side, just to match her almost one-to-one lighting ratio on her face. And let's see, I'll reset this node and I will call this Last Looks. And on this Last Looks, I just want to play with the saturation and the hues of the greens. So I'm going to do a hue versus hue and change the color of the greens a little. And I notice that that's not really doing much because it's mostly in the yellows. So I think I just want to bring I think I want to make these darker. And the greens. Just a little. I like that. So if we have a look at what was before, it was more... it's not really... let me reset that, because that wasn't really making much of a difference whatsoever. Let's see. Let's try the hue versus saturation. So we want to bring the saturation of the yellows just down a little. I think that's where what I was... That's better. So all I've done is bring the saturation of the yellows down a bit. And I think that's more pleasing. Maybe now on the contrast we can step it up a bit to compensate for that. I think that's looking great. We could also throw in a white balance and just have a quick exploration, you know, to the blue tones, to the warm tones, to, like, do we want it to be a little cooler, just like about there? So that was before and that was after? I think so, because then that kind of matches. So let's have a look at where we came from with this shot. That was the original, and that's where we're at with the play still. I think it looks good. So I'm just going to rip this out and send it back over to Premiere. Cool. So this should be the same length as that, except it has color now. I know it looks very, very crushed, but that is kind of the point, because when we export this all out of Premiere, it'll be the right color. Trust me, I know it sounds weird. I haven't got time to explain why, but it will be. Let me just copy the attributes from this shot and then add them to here, because if we do the well, we don't need to do the horizontal flip, but the motion, the crop, we want the crop. That's what we want. Oops, we don't want the motion, but we do want that crop. So now it should reveal what's underneath it when we put it here. Something weird going on, but we can fix. It's probably just this crop here. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. So let's play that and see what that looks like. Perfect. Okay. I know these colors look off. Don't put any color hate in the comments, because they look great in Resolve, and they will look great when they export out of Premiere. Trust me. You gotta trust me on this. Replacing that B-roll was the only note from the client. But after looking at these spots, I think there might be a couple of sound effects that I want to dial in. So take a look at this. We are in Premiere, and this is the spot.
I love to play golf, but I'm terrible at putting. I wish that one of you guys could help me read this putt. Maybe they could call 1-800-PHONE.
That's where I want to put the sound effect. Just a little golf ball. And one there. I can bring in these sound effects. Pop, and there should be this here. And that's all I want. Let's just bring that little sound effect down here, and if I just move it down one track, then it will create that track there. So where is it? Pop, right there. Right there. It's just a little touch, but I think it's cute.
Maybe they could call 1-800-PHONE-SEXY. We're here anytime, 24/7.
It was cute. Okay, so now we're just going to repeat the process. Pause. There it is. Let's look at, that's got to be the hit, right? So where is that in the, oh, here we go. Maybe there. But we can pull the tail back as well a little. Let's see what that sounds like.
Do about anything you want. This is a really hard shot.
Sounds great. It's mixed in with the audio of what she did on the day with the the model actually hit the ball. So I think with that, the two sounds combined, now it's a new sound. So it's perfectly doable. Maybe I shouldn't be showing YouTube all my little trade secrets here of how I snag and rip and take things. Maybe should I not be showing this?
Maybe you shouldn't show the details.
Maybe I shouldn't show the details. Okay. Oh yeah. You got news?
Yeah. Dash Paz, the musician who sings our wonderful song, "Bartender Hit Me" that closes our movie, Chicken and Spirit. He just put out a music video for the song. So we're promoting it on social media. He's promoting it. We're promoting it. And it'll be our post for tomorrow.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, we've done stories, but now I got to set up for post for tomorrow.
Is there any clips of the movie in the music video, or is it or is it like a proper music video?
It's like a proper music video.
That's so cool.
Yeah, you can watch it on YouTube. Dash Paz Music. Bartender Hit Me.
We'll put the link below. That's cool. Guys, I gotta take a break from this because I gotta run to the store. So I'm gonna do that super fast, but I'll be back in 20 minutes. I will export each one of these commercials and I'll show you what they finally look like, and we can ship them and get them out the door. There's a couple of sound effects that I want to put in here and there. One of them for sure is I want to put a squelch on this bit. This spot is called Hot Tub Party, and there's a squelch with some lotion there. So let's bring in that sound effect real quick. This is the squirt sound I have. Ooh, that's juicy. Maybe we could use half of that. Or even maybe even just a little bit of that, I think. I like that. Let's try that, it's funny. So like maybe there. Let's see. Oops, wrong clip. I love that. That's great. Let's put it a little lower and maybe just roll it in and out a little. Just a tiny.
It's the most fun you can have on the phone. It's the most fun you can have on the phone.
That's good. That's satisfying. For some reason, it's satisfying. I'm just gonna roll the sound out a little as well.
It's the most fun you can have on the phone.
That's great. I'm happy with that. That is so funny to me. There's a couple things I want to do in this shot. First of all, I want to add some camera sounds here. But before I even get there, okay, I've duplicated this shot and I've put it above. And what I want to do is, let me explain this. So on the day, I had some batteries for this light here, but the batteries that I brought for this light were not fully charged. So I think what I'm going to do is just try and cut this piece of lit up thing here and throw it over here. I know it's a really small detail, but I think it will help sell the effect, that and the sound effect. So I'm just going to replace this with an After Effects composition. It's going to open up After Effects, and then we can get to work. Oh, it wants to know where to save it. So this is follow the green dot, and this will go in the program. And we'll call this Phone Sexy LEDs. Cool. So let's start off with duplicating this layer. Excellent. Now, oh, sorry, my camera's in the way. All I want to do is create a mask for this, because we're just going to kind of snag this. And luckily the camera is locked off, so this shouldn't be moving whatsoever. And let's see the other shot. Now, I'm just going to rough and ready this. I'm just going to transport this from there to over here, really. And then maybe I can put like a fake 3D effect on it, maybe. Or maybe I don't even have to. Maybe I can just literally... Where is my toggle switch for the 3D? Why can't I find it? Oh, here it is. Boop. There we go. Let's play around with this. No, I just want it back a bit, and then I want to twist it. Yeah, I want to twist it that way. Let's bring it up in here. That's kind of the right direction, maybe even more so. Can I just grab this? Yeah. Now I can just grab that, and let's take a closer look at this. Not too bad. I think I want to be able to stretch that image a little into place. We can just transform it now and unrestrain the scale, I think. Yeah. Let's position it over. Let's pull that over a little more. It's a little rough and ready, but I think this is going to work. So now we want to make it just a little bit bigger. Bring it down into position here. Maybe we could do a little feathering on the mask and take away the guide for the mask. And just give it a little feathering there. Let's take a look. Hey, that works for me, I think. Let me check that the motion isn't all crazy. There's a little motion there. The wind is blowing that light a little. Okay, we can deal with that. So the first thing we're going to do is freeze frame it. Boom, freeze framed. Now we'll see it probably moving about even more. I think what we need to do is track this underlaying shapow pow. Let's new add a null. And now let's track the motion that we were discussing here. And we just track this big area and play that. You can see it tracking its little wobble. Okie dokie. Now we want to edit the target and make it that null. Go OK and apply X and Y. So I believe that is now, we now have that motion on the null. So now I think if we just attach this to the null and then put on that light, it should rock back and forth, which it does. Perfect. And I think that's probably good enough to sell the gag. Let's have a look. Because if anyone's looking at the light, honestly, then they're not looking at the girl. Then we screwed up in the first place. Because the plan is to make the girl look pretty, right? Yeah, I'm cool with that little fakery. That's cool. Let's save that and let's go back into Premiere. Now let's bring in that sound from the internet. And I think I like this one. Ooh, they're pretty juicy. I like this one. This seems appropriate for the camera because it's kind of a DSLR. Nice. So let's put an in point and an out point, and let's bring that down in here. And we'll probably end up copying that over a bunch. But we can play with that.
One for dating. 1-800-phone set.
You know what? I think I want to do it each time before he rotates the camera. So
1-800.
So maybe here.
1-800-phone.
Let's see if we can see where his thumb presses the camera there. Let's put some markers on this audio.
1-800-phone sex.
Nice.
See.
We can put another one in here.
Gives me the chance to.
Maybe two of them.
Gives me the chance to chat with hot guys like you. Anywhere and
Get rid of this one.
anytime. It's
Okay,
so
I
much fun.
think... Oh, let's get rid of these three. I think that might work. We obviously want to bring them down in volume, but let's have a look.
1-800-phone sexy gives me the chance to chat with hot guys like you anywhere and anytime. It's so much fun.
We'll have Now let's just bring it really, really down low in the mix. Let's see, sound effects. Make medium shot. Let's see what that does.
1-800-PHONE-SEXY gives...
Doesn't really do much, but I do know that we need to bring those volumes down. So let's just bring them down so that it's pretty subtle. I think this probably will work.
1-800-PHONE-SEXY gives me the guys like...
Yeah, that sounds good.
One 800-PHONE-SEXY gives me...
And I can just disable those shots underneath my, you know, After Effects layer. So let's render this real quick. M2 Ultra makes light work of this 4K footage. M2 Ultra. Did I say MK Ultra? M2 Ultra. Oh my gosh.
1-800-PHONE-SEXY gives me the chance to chat with hot guys like you anywhere and anytime. It's so much...
Great, I love that. Let's export it. We're gonna do this. This is gonna be a master, so it's gonna be QuickTime, but it's gonna be ProRes 422 because this is a broadcast master. We're gonna match the source, make sure that the maximum render quality, audio's on, source in and out, and now we can export. Cool, while that's crack-a-lacking, let me have a quick look at what else there is to do here. Oh, the hot tub party, I have to re-export because I just put in that squelchy sound. We're in pretty good shape though. Great, now all the spots are completely done. All I have to do is upload them to a G drive and the client can take it from there. So let's go through these one at a time real quick and take a look at what we've made. So don't forget guys, it is, it's the Monday now, but we only shot these on Wednesday last week, I think, and we shot all 6 in a day, and I know it's a really cheesy brand, but hey, it's a paying gig. And the way we see it is any chance I get to take my crew out and my gear out to shoot some stuff, it's like a training day, right? It keeps the crew active, keeps them paid, fed, stops everyone from getting rusty. We can take out, you know, new gear and test things out. So, and every time we do a set of spots, regardless who the client is, whether it's cheesy or not, I always try and make them better than the last set of spots we did. So anyway, I'm yapping away. Let's take a look at these. There's 6 of them and they're all 30 seconds.
I've got a term paper due tomorrow, but I'm stumped on what to write. Can you call and help me? We're the girls of Phone Sexy, and you'll always chat with real life girls here. We're America's favorite chat service for a reason.
For more than 30 years, we've been here for you anytime you need someone to talk to about whatever you want. See for yourself right now at 1-800-PHONE-SEXY.
We can't wait to talk to you right now.
Cool, that's the first one. Let's take a look at the second.
I love to play golf, but I'm terrible at putting. I wish that one of you guys could help me read this putt.
Maybe they could call 1-800-PHONE-SEXY. We're here anytime, 24/7, to chat with you about anything you want.
Uh-oh, I think I just noticed something not good. Okay, this is really interesting because the take of this girl on the left is not the same as the take of this girl on the right. And I just noticed there's a telltale little thing there.
Anything you want.
Ay. So that has to be redone. Okay, let's check out the others. We have a problem with Hot Tub Party. There's no audio. This is why we check our work. Let's check out Jaden.
Let's meet the girls of 1-800-PHONE-SEXY, America's hottest chat service.
Hi, I'm Jaden. I'm a country girl at heart, but finding a real cowboy in the big city is kind of frustrating sometimes. Sure would like to meet a hot-looking cowboy to help me out with some chores. Are you the man I'm looking for? If so, call 1-800-PHONE-SEXY and let's see if you're strong enough to be my man.
Saddle up, cowboy. Call 1-800-PHONE-SEXY right now.
That looks good. Number 5. So Hot Tub Party, I'm just going to throw in the trash because that was messed up.
Let's meet the girls of 1-800-PHONE-SEXY.
Hi, I'm Ashley. I'm a college student studying biology, and I hope to be a pharmacist someday. But for now, I'm a waitress at a popular sports bar and restaurant. I hardly have time to date. I'm so glad that 1-800-PHONE-SEXY gives me a chance to meet hot new guys and really get to know them one-on-one. Want to meet girls like me tonight?
We've got the prescription for fun right now. Just call 1-800-PHONE-SEXY. We know you'll feel much better when we're through.
Cute. And last but by no means least,
Let's meet the girls of 1-800-PHONE-SEXY.
Hi, I'm Cree. I'm an international model who loves to travel for work. My long-term goal is to be a fashion designer myself. With all of my travel commitments, it's impossible to meet anyone for dating. 1-800-PHONE-SEXY gives me the chance to chat with hot guys like you anywhere and anytime. It's so much fun. Want to chat with me now?
If you have a phone, you're never alone. Call 1-800-PHONE-SEXY right now and let's get this party started.
now that that is rendered out, we gotta fix that other shot. It's frustrating to have to go back, but we have to. Okay, so let's look at the original shots, which was this one and this one. Let's get a little bit more real estate going here with the main screen. And if you see, if I take out that shot, you can see it's a different take. She just kind of looks a little bored in the take. And if I take out what's underneath, you'll see it's that. But the problem starts when we can start seeing like a ghosting thing here.
We're here anytime.
Okay, so clearly we have to tighten up the mask. So let's get into the effects controls. We can see it here. So if we push in a little bit like this and maybe here, let's see if there's any weirdness with that. And of course these are pre-color. I think we got it. I think we got it. Okay, so now we have to export this out for Resolve so that we can color this shot again, and then we'll bring it back in as a patch, and then everything will work out. So let's start off by muting all these tracks, because all we want to export is literally the composition, the composite of these two shots together. I know you can't see it really there. Let me see, fit, boom. Alright, so it's just this shot. Just checking that it's not weird anywhere else. That looks good. And you guys can see that, right? If I hide the bottom layer, we've got that. And the reason being is, in this take, she just looked really bored. So we just did that. And took another take. And composited them together in a very David Fincher way. He does that a lot. He'll do different timings of takes and make sure there's plenty of space between them so that he can retime them and use different takes. Look, I've just spotted another problem. This shot, there's a second part of this shot over here, and in the second part of this shot, you can see the same thing again, right? So we're gonna fix that by going in here and taking the mask, and let's just pull that in there. Hopefully that's enough. Let's check. Let's fit that. Okay. Yep, that was good. Okay, so we got two shots to take out to resolve and color and bring back. So let's do that super fast. Let's put them at the end of the timeline. Patch 2 golf. Put it at the end of the timeline here. Put an in point there. And patch 3 golf we're going to put here. Now this is going to be really quick to color because we've already colored it. So we can actually just copy it from another shot. From the shot that we did earlier, where we, which would be this shot here. So I can just go click. And that's that shot. And then this shot, I can just select from the other one, which is, this would be the second one. Make sure that I've got that right. Make sure that that is the first one. Although they should be technically the same, but you never know. Okay, good. Alright, so there is a face refinement here, so that needs to be retracked. Awesome, and I'm guessing this has a mask here that needs to be retracked as well. That looks good. And now we can go on to the very last shot and do the same thing. So face refinement, detect faces, I want that face. Excellent, we can see that before, after on a face. And same with this. Oh, it's perfectly lined up. I'll just track that. Perfect. So now just check my in and out points here. Excellent, and I can export these as just one kind of bacon blade string. So we are going to, where are we going to put this? From color, and we'll call it patch 1 and 2. And this is golf. Oh no, this is patch 2 and 3. Patch 2 and 3, golf. Save. Now make sure that we're not exporting audio because this is just for color, from color. Okay, render that out. It's gonna blast through it because it's Apple M2 Ultra. Awesome. So now we can go back into Premiere and in our content. Oh, my bad. Project in the renders from color. We can bring in that patch 2 and 3. Make sure we're in the right place. Oops, not that. Where are we looking for? From color. Patch 2, 3 golf. Excellent. Okay, I'm actually gonna move everything up to create some space. And we can put this there, chop that, put this here. Make sure that this is enabled and that this is enabled, but we want to, this is actually the bacon blade, so I need to just remove it for those 2 bits. So what I could do is just push up into it and then I'll just delete it. Okay, so make sure all these are turned back on. That looks good. And then same with this one. That's great. And then these underneath the original shots that we composited, we don't need those, so we can just unenable them. Now we can select all this and render it. Awesome, so let's export that out. Now let's take a look at the finished spot.
I love to play golf, but I'm terrible at putting. I wish that one of you guys could help me read this putt.
Maybe they could call 1-800-PHONE-SEXY. We're here anytime, 24/7, to chat with you about anything you want.
Oh, this is a really hard shot. I'd rather be on a real beach than in this sand trap.
We're much better at chatting with you hot guys than we are at golf.
We can't wait to talk to you right now. Call 1-800-PHONE-SEXY.
4. Awesome, so that is all done. So all I have to do is upload this now to the G Drive and let the client know that it is done. And this is fantastic news. I can actually cross it off my list. Let's do that together. As you can see here, first thing on my list, my new list, ship ads. I'm going to put a circle on that because it's in progress. And as soon as I've uploaded it, I can color in that triangle and it can be off my list. And now I can get to the really exciting stuff, which is creating some of the assets to pitch our new film, Scissor Mouth, at Cannes Film Festival. But I'll be doing that tomorrow. So Join me tomorrow and we'll be getting into deck designing and one sheets and all those kind of elements you need, concept art, all that good stuff. But that's about it for today. So if you like this long form content, please click in the circle up here to subscribe, leave a 5-star review down below, and I will see you tomorrow on Tuesday for more film development hell. Peace.